need it to work, then it does it. Are we live? Yes, we are. Hi, everyone. Happy Friday. Today is November 1st. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. Please let me know when you're joining. Please let me know if you can hear me. Last week, Friday, we had some technical hitches. So hopefully we are good this time. Please let me know if you can hear me. Happy Friday, everyone. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. And it's November 1st. Unbelievable. Okay, great. Thank you. Thanks for letting me know that you can hear me. Okay, great. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so excited to be doing this. Last week we had some technical issues and my team ditched me. This time my team is on point. They don't want to be fired. So thank you all for joining me. Okay, let's do this. Thank you for joining me. I hope you're well. And again, I have to flip between two screens because TikTok won't allow us add it to StreamYard. So please pardon me if I have to switch between, just move my head around. So I hope you're all doing well. Let me know where you're watching me from. I am in the DMV area. My name is Akosia Banahini. I think you know who I am. I am the founder and principal attorney here at AB Legal Consults. Do you mind telling me where you're watching me from? Debs, hi. Thank you for letting me know. Please let me know where you're watching me from if you don't mind. I'll be super excited to know where my audience are. And I apologize for the technical hitch that we had last week. We have checked a few things out, so we are in good shape today. So we apologize and thank you for understanding. Okay, so Vicar, watching from North Carolina, nice. Thank you, Danielle, nice. Okay, so this is Facebook, link, Instagram, and this is TikTok. So I'll be doing that. Oh, I set up phones. Okay, Mark, good to see you. Dex, Maryland, nice. You're closer to me. We have to meet up. We have to make time and then connect. I hope you're all well. I hope you had a great week. And happy new month. I cannot believe that we're already in November. But November happens to be my favorite month because it's my birth month. So I'm excited that we're in November. And I hope you've all voted. It's very important that you vote because it's going to determine a lot as far as immigration is concerned. And so please remember to vote. So thank you for spending your time with me. Sure, yeah. Okay, let's see what's happening on TikTok. Where are you watching me from? TikTok. Hi, everyone. Okay, thank you for joining. Thank you all for joining. So it's going to be brief. I made some notes. They said a long pen is better than a short memory. So it's good I have some notes so I don't forget the things that we have to capture in this short time that I have with you all. So thank you for spending your Friday with me. I know you could have been anywhere. So it's going to be very short, fast and furious. Thank you all for joining. I am grateful. I will be taking some questions. And so please feel free to, you can type it in or you can just type in somewhere in your notes and I'll get to it. Okay, so today we'll be discussing pathways to permanent residency. I'm sure you know permanent residency is basically the green card. So what are some of the pathways? We have the marriage based. Thank you all for showing me love. Thank you. Thank you. So we have the family based green card. We have the employment based. We have the DV program, which is ongoing. So if you haven't entered your application, please do. The DV program is ongoing. It's also one of the pathways to get a green card. It's ongoing. It's going to end on November 5th. And we put a video out there on the steps, the website, which is dvprogram.states.gov. No multiple entries. We mentioned that. and that if you're married, you and your spouse should both enter the application to increase your chances of winning. And please do not lie. I mean, whilst we're here, and I'm going to scratch out DB program because as one of the pathways, we're already discussing it. Please do not lie in your application. At the moment, I have about 4 clients who lied. It was a simple lie. One was an omission. The other 2, they lied in the application. So they want the DB program and they cannot adjust their status, right? So one actually tried adjusting her status, and USCIS says, well, the information you provided to us when you were applying for the DB program is completely different from the information you're providing us in your adjustment of status. And guess what? She is in removal proceedings. So please do not lie. No multiple entries. Please do not lie. And if you're married, you and your spouse should both enter the application to increase your chances of winning. So the DB program is one of the pathways. It's ongoing. It ends on November 5th. So please enter. Check our pages. We have the steps there that you can follow to enter your application. So the DB program is one of the pathways to get a green card. So we've dealt with that. Now the family-based. When you think about the family-based, you want to think about number one, your immediate family. Immediate family is the child, parent, and then the spouse of a U.S. citizen. When you think of immediate family, that's what you want to consider: spouse of a U.S. citizen, child of a U.S. citizen. And when it comes to immigration, a child is one who is unmarried and at least 21 years of age. Okay, so if you're married and you're 21, you're no longer a child. And so family-based, immediate relatives, spouse of a U.S. citizen, unmarried child of a U.S. citizen, and a parent of a U.S. citizen. There are other relatives that you can consider, which is your siblings. Okay, so pathways to green card. These are some of the things you want to consider. You also want to think about a fiancé or fiancée, right? So your fiancé can get a green card if you petition for them to come into the U.S. on a K-1. So they enter the U.S. on a K-1 visa, and then you establish the relationship that you have with your fiancé by filing the underlying petition. And if your fiancé has a child, the child will qualify under K2. And so that's another pathway. And then there's the VAWA, which we discussed last week. Unfortunately, that's when we had the technical issue, but we did it on TikTok. It was amazing. So hopefully we would actually post the video so that those who missed out on it can watch it. So that is that. If you are a widower, sadly, if your spouse passed, right, you're a widow or a widower, and you were married to your spouse at the time of his or her death, you can qualify for a green card. So that's also another pathway, and that falls under the family-based. We discussed VAWA. So there are also the spouses, children, and parents of lawful permanent residents. So you don't only have to be a U.S. citizen to file. You can also be a lawful permanent resident to file. That takes some time. I must admit, citizens go faster. The lawful permanent residence does not really go faster. So that's that on the family-based. Now let's dive into the employment space, which would also give you a green card. So we have the EB1, EB2, EB3, the physician national interest waiver, and then we have the EB5. So I'll start with the EB5. If you have a cool $1 million US, you can buy a green card by investing in the United States. So if you have that kind of amount sitting somewhere and you need a green card for yourself and your family, maybe your kids. Most people actually relocate here because they want a better life for their kids, it is something that I respect. When I consult with clients who said, I'm doing this for my kids, it just means a lot to me. And so if you have some cool $1 million US sitting somewhere that you're not touching, you can invest in the US. You can actually buy a green card with that. So please don't even call us, book us at ablegalconsults.com/booking. So that, hi, Mr. Akins, good to see you. I see your comments. Happy to be here. I'm also happy to be here. So thank you. I see you. So if you have, that's the EB5. If you have some cool 1 million, you can invest in a green card for yourself, your wife, that's your spouse. If I say your wife, then it's just like the woman. So for you, your spouse, and then your kids. Remember, they qualify as the immediate family. So that's the EB5. You can buy the green card. There's the EB1. EB1 um, is the first base category for the employment-based visa. Let's say the first preference as far as employment-based visa is concerned. So generally, for all employment-based visas, you need a job offer in hand and you must undergo the labor certification process. The labor certification process is where your employer goes to or asks the Department of Labor how much they can pay you. Right. Basically, that's just a summary of it. So you put documents together, you go to the Department of Labor by filling out some forms and asking how much we can pay this person, looking at the person's qualification, work experience, school, and all that good stuff. So generally, for all employment-based visas, which will also give you a green card. Remember, we are discussing the pathways to permanent residency, which is the green card. So we've discussed the family-based, and now we are doing the employment-based. So EB1. EB1 is if you're a person who has extraordinary ability in the sciences, athletics, business, and education, you may be eligible for the EB1. A person of extraordinary ability is big, but it's not that big. It's just some criteria that you need to meet, about three of them, and some of three of I think there are like 7 or 10 of them. If you have some publications, published materials about you, the work that you do, if you have won some awards, if you have been the judge of others, or you have judged other people's work. So let's say if you're a musician, and I can speak for Ghana because I'm Ghanaian. Mentor. So let's say you're a musician and you've been a judge on Mentor, right? Or you've been a judge. I think Mentor is outdated, right? There are some other cool. Am I getting old? There are some other cool musical events where you become a judge, right? You judge the work of other people. If you have to review the work of other people, so let's say students are having or doing their dissertation, right? And then you have to review it. You may be eligible for that. So a person who has extraordinary ability, it's not as though you must be some shark or some nothing like that. You just have to meet some three criteria to qualify as a person of extraordinary ability. There's also the bit for outstanding professors and researchers, and they have to meet. So the researcher has to meet about 2 or 3 criteria. So remember that for this, we are just pointing out the pathways. In our subsequent videos in the coming weeks, we'll dive into them one after the other. As far as the family base is concerned, we have discussed the marriage base, if you recall. So we'll dive into the other pathways a bit deeper in our subsequent videos. So in our subsequent live streams, not videos. Yeah, it's still video. So for the EB1 as well, if you are a person who has worked or works as an executive or multinational manager in an organization, you may be eligible for the EB1. And then we have the EB2. EB2 is if you're a person who has an advanced degree or you do have exceptional ability, you may qualify. There's also the exception. There's also the national interest waiver bit, which would not require that you have a job offer. So the national interest waiver, I am sure you have heard me say it over and over. That is if you follow our pages. Number one, if you have an advanced degree, it means that you have at least a bachelor's degree plus 5 years of progressive work experience. The progressive is extremely important because there are people that have worked 2 years, then they pause, then they go to school. It may qualify as work, but technically it's not work for the purpose of the EB2. So you must have 5 years of progressive. You can go to school, which is great, but it has to be progressive work experience. So an advanced degree, at least a bachelor's plus 5 years of progressive work experience. And the work that you do must be of one, substantial merit in national importance. Number two, that you're well positioned to advance the proposed endeavor. Proposed endeavor is just like a fancy word, right? It's a fancy term. You must be well positioned to pursue, let's put it that way, to pursue what you want to do. So you are a medical doctor. If we say you're well positioned to advance the proposed endeavor, you have enough work experience, you have the qualification to continue practicing as a medical doctor. That's basically what the proposed endeavor is. So you have enough experience to continue your work. I think that's the layman term, to continue your work in your specialty or in your field. So that's that on the advanced degree holder. Now, the exceptional ability standard for the EB2, you have to meet at least three of some seven requirements. For the exceptional ability standard, you should be a person that have worked for 10 years. So the advanced degree holder is a bit lower, the exceptional ability standard is slightly higher. So we will need letters of recommendation, basically saying that you have really worked for at least 10 years. If your work requires that you do have a license to practice, pharmacists, doctors, well, pharmacists are doctors, right? Pharmacists, attorneys, sometimes depending on the work that you do or your profession, it requires a license. And so it's one of the boxes that you have to check. If the work you do does not require that, let's say you are an HR professional, maybe your work would not require, your profession may not require that you have a license to practice, but there are other professions that would require that you have a license to practice. So if I see my brother here, thank you for joining. Amazing. He fought with me not long ago, and here he is watching. So exceptional ability standard. You need 10 years of work experience or letters of recommendation. If you have some certifications, that would be great. So you're an IT personnel, you need some certifications. If you have a license to practice, that is amazing. If you have some awards, that's great. I think most people have reached out asking whether you need some publications. Today, I consulted with someone who was asking whether he needed some publications because that's what he's been told. No, you don't need to have some publications to qualify for the EB2 national interest waiver option. So that is that for the EB2. Now let's move to the EB3, which is the third preference immigrant worker, meaning that you are either a skilled worker, which will require that you have at least 2 years, minimum 2 years of work experience or training, or you are a professional, meaning you have a bachelor's degree. That's the minimum, and your job actually requires that you have that minimum educational background, bachelor's degree, and then an unskilled worker, meaning that you perform unskilled work like a laborer, working in a restaurant, gardening, and all that good stuff. So that's also another pathway to get a green card. We discussed the immigrant investor, and then the other bit is the physician national interest waiver, which is basically this one as a national interest waiver that we discussed. So another pathway is if you're a religious worker. Okay, so if you're watching from Ivory Coast, that's nice. Isa, you're watching from Ivory Coast. Thank you for joining. And Jake, watching from Washington. Okay, great. Awesome. Thank you for joining. So the religious worker. Okay, so if you're part of a denomination in, I won't say Ghana, let's say abroad. So you are part of a religious denomination abroad, and then you're coming to the US to work for another religious denomination. That may eventually be a pathway to a green card. The religious organization must be a nonprofit here in the US. So that okay, Missouri, I see you. That is also another pathway, religious workers, right? So that's another pathway. We'll dive deep into all these pathways in our subsequent videos, okay, or live streams. So you get all the details of it. I just want to give you a sense of some of the pathways to get a green card so that you can think about, oh, I may actually qualify. Someone watching not from the United States but abroad who does not even know that this is a pathway. And then let's say you are here on a B1, B2, you are not sure. These are some of the pathways that would help you get a green card. So if you're a religious worker, eventually you may be eligible for a green card. There's also the SIJ, which is the Special Immigrant Juvenile. So if you're a juvenile, like a child, and I have explained that when it comes to immigration, a child is an unmarried person who is at least 21 years of old. Okay, so you may qualify for a green card if you're a juvenile who needs protection, because protection from the court, right? Because you have been abused, you have been neglected, or you have been abandoned. So if you fall in that category, please remember to book us, ablegalconsult.com/booking. And there is asylum. Okay, there is asylum. I'll take questions. I've seen some questions trickling in already. I'll take questions very soon. So Kofi Atta, please hang on, sit tight. I'll take questions. There is the asylum, right? Asylum is also another pathway to give you a green card. So you must, to qualify for asylum, you must be physically present in the United States. No matter what is going on with you abroad, right, where you are, if you're not physically present here in the United States, you won't be able to apply for asylum. So you must be physically present here in the United States, and asylum is granted if you are a person who fears for your life. That's the layman term to use, right? You're afraid of being persecuted if you're sent back home. So you would rather be here. And it can be on the basis of political opinion, social group that you belong to, race, religion, nationality, and many more. Another pathway is the U visa and the T visa. So if you are a victim of a crime or you have been trafficked into the United States, so if you're thinking about trafficking, if you've been trafficked outside of the United States or you are abroad and you've been trafficked from your home country to another, you won't qualify for that. You have to be here. So let's say you've been trafficked into the United States, then that would help you be eligible for green card. Okay, so that's the U and T visa, victim of a crime, and then being trafficked here. And I think we discussed the diversity visa, which is ongoing. It was the first thing that we discussed as a pathway to U.S. citizen, a pathway to green card, and eventually, of course, after you have had your green card for a couple of years, 5 years, or 3 years, if you're married to a U.S. citizen, you will eventually naturalize to become a U.S. citizen. So the diversity visa, which is one of the last pathway that I will discuss today, would also give you a green card. And all you have to do is to enter your application at the dbprogram.states.gov website. It's free. If someone is doing it for you, you may be charged. We cannot determine how much you are going to be charged, but if you're doing it yourself, dbprogram.states.gov, that is the website to go to. It's ongoing. It ends on November 5th. And so please take advantage if eventually your goal is to be here in the United States. And people actually win. I have clients, like I said, who won the DV program, and some of them completely lied in the form. So you win and you find yourself here, and you are basically being kicked back just because you lied. So please do not lie in your application form. Don't lie. You're going to set yourself up for things that you probably never imagined is going to happen to you. So please do not lie. If you're married, you and your spouse should enter the application to increase your chances of winning. And yes, go ahead and I'll take questions for now. So in the subsequent live stream, we will dive deep into these pathways that I have mentioned. So I will take some questions now. If you have any questions, please. Okay, Kofi Atta, let's say, I would love to know the pathway as F1 visa holder. So, because you're on F1 and you came here for school, your best bet would be to see if you're eligible for one of the employment-based categories. In fact, I have a number of clients who are on F1, and we have petitioned for the EB2 for them. A few of them the EB1. So your best bet will be the employment base. However, if you have a fiance here in the United States and you also want to go through the marriage-based green card, that is also another option for you. Okay, me, Isa, my dream is one day I will live in America because I love it. I pray and wish that your dream come true. And if you need help, please give my office a call at 703-705-9905, or just book us at ablegalconsult.com/booking. Okay. Any other questions? Are there any other questions? Okay, so if can you file for your mom as a green card holder? Absolutely, you can. You can. And same is true as a US citizen. You can definitely file for your mother. And my office can help you to do that. Please schedule a session with us at ablegalconsult.com/booking. Kofi Atta. So here's the thing: you don't have to wait till you are done with school. So the catch is that with the EB2, the visa or priority date is not current. It's not always current, although it's slightly faster than the marriage-based green card. And I think I'll have a session where I would explain the priority date and which of the employment-based categories are current and which ones are not. Because if you wait until you're done with school, then you may risk having to leave the country and then coming back. Because if your priority date is not current, it means you cannot adjust your status. You may get a work authorization, but you may not be able to adjust your status. And the downside is that by the time you are ready to adjust your status, that is when your priority date becomes current, you may have run out of status. So you don't have to wait until you're done. Don't wait till you're completely done with school. Okay. I tell my clients that I actually encourage people to hop on it, just get us to apply for the EB2 for them as soon as they get to school, right? So hopefully you would have worked for a couple of years to at least put you through to the advanced degree requirements. Okay, all right. Can you apply through the DV program if you're married to a US citizen and have not submitted? Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, I'm just in my first year semester. Okay, all right. Okay. Any other questions? The number again. Okay, the number is 703-705-9905. Can any member of my team please put it out for me on TikTok and on Facebook and Instagram? 703-705-9905. Okay. What is the process of gaining green card when your girlfriend is a green card holder? We are planning a wedding next year, June. Okay, so what you have to do is so you're not married, right? You're not married. She can file for the fiancé visa for you, but you're not married. If you're getting married very soon, then my recommendation will be to wait and get married so that you can come you can come into the US, or if you're here, you can quickly adjust your status, file the underlying petition to establish the relationship that you have, and then eventually adjust your status. And remember that you can file the underlining petition, which is the form I-130, and then the adjustment of status concurrently, because when it comes to the family-based, priority date is always current, visa is always available. Okay, can you put it in Is there any member of my team who can put in the number? There are people on TikTok that are asking for the number. I'm here on the B1B2. Can either my mom or brother who are both US citizens file for you? How easy, short is that as compared with a marriage-based green card? Okay. Okay, Damwa, your mother can file for you. I would not recommend your brother because it's going to be the sibling petition and that takes a very long time. So your mother can file for you. Marriage-based green card is so if that's the condition. If you have a partner, if you're dating someone here that you love and you believe you can marry or you're ready to marry, by all means, please, you can go with a marriage-based green card. Prayers for my orphanage here in Kenya. We really have some challenges like lack of food, shelter, clothing, and lack of clean water. John, I am so sorry to hear that. That your orphanage is going through that. We send our prayers to you, and I think for lack of food, you don't need prayers. You need more than you actually need food. So I am very sorry that your orphanage is going through such a hard time. I am very sorry to hear that. I'm very sorry to hear that. Are there any more questions, please? So we have discussed the pathways to getting a green card in subsequent live streams. We'll pick them. We have discussed the marriage-based green card. If you were on, we did justice to it. So that is done. So we'll dive deep into another pathway. But please take advantage of the DV program, which is ongoing. It ends on November 5th. I want you all to enter your application. No multiple entries. Please, no multiple entries. Enter your application. If you're married, both of you should enter to increase your chances of winning. Isa, I pass. I don't understand your question. Yeah, you know what, Kofi, I'm going to type in the number myself, 703-705-9905. Okay. All right. So I have put in the number for you. And I have a question, but I would love to call and to please schedule a session, schedule a consultation with us at ablegalconsult.com/booking so that we can discuss your questions since you don't want to, and I can understand, I respect that not all questions can be asked publicly. I understand that. And so please feel free to schedule a session with us at ablegalconsult.com/booking. Please do that and I'm happy to answer your questions. Okay. Please, can a student on F1 visa put application for the DV lottery program? Yes, Kofi, you can do that. Please go ahead and do that. The website is dvprogram.state.gov. Kojonyako, I am not in New York. I am in the DMV area. But if you know, immigration is federal, so I actually have a couple of clients in New York. I have clients everywhere. So I can represent you. Feel free to give my office a call at 703-705-9905. Okay, I'm happy to have a consultation with you, Kojo. Please schedule a consultation at can any member of my team put the consult? Yes, please put it out there. So they always say I should add the HTTPS. So HTTP, please is there. Is there. Please schedule a consultation, and I'm happy to. It's going to be an hour consultation, so I'm happy to spend some time discussing what your immigration issue is. Okay. Okay, great, Coach. I look forward to chatting with you. Are there any questions? Any more questions for me? So we have discussed the pathways to permanent residence, which is the green card. And in subsequent live stream, we would dive deeper into each of them. Okay, so we have the family-based, the employment-based, asylum. We have discussed that the UNT visa, which is Rejoice. I'll get to you in a second. Which is the victim of a crime or trafficking. We have asylum, which we have discussed, the DV program, which is ongoing. Are there any questions here? TikTok. So TikTok people, I just love them. And I love Facebook and Instagram too. Okay. Life is always beautiful when you have a good health. For almost 4 years, I have who helped me. Today I'm free of HIV AIDS, Dr. James, for bringing my health. I am thankful that your health is restored. Rejoice. I am extremely thankful that your health is restored. And we thank Dr. James for helping you in the restoration of your health. Thank you for sharing that with us on our live stream. We love to hear restoration of health. So thank you for that. Thank you. Are there any more questions? Are there any more questions? Okay. Please, so next week, what is going to happen next week is we'll be doing a Q&A session. Hopefully by then, we would have known who the president is going to be. And we would discuss some of the policies of immigration, some of the immigration policies. We would also just answer some questions. So next week, Friday, is going to be a Q&A session. So bring your questions. Feel free to send your questions to any of our social media pages, whether you want to comment it or you want to put it in the DM, private message. It's all great. We'll keep an eye. So we'll be here to answer questions. Next week, we are just going to take questions. We will discuss some immigration policies. Hopefully, next week, Friday, I believe is the 8th, correct? I believe is the 8th. So hopefully we will have known who the president will be. And if you haven't voted, please do vote because, November 8th, hopefully we would have known who the president is going to be. So please exercise your civic duty. Immigration policies are going to affect a lot of immigrants, and so please do vote and make sure that you come with the questions next week. We won't be discussing any topic; we'll just be taking questions next week. So I'm excited that you spent your November 1st evening with me. Thank you for your time. I'm hoping that some other questions will come through. I love to answer questions because I have realized that most people make mistakes in their immigration petitions because of hearsays, and most people actually cower in fear because of hearsays. So they won't even ask questions, they just go off based on hearsays, make lots of mistakes, and by the time they are talking to experts, it's too late. And so I love to take questions and just give you answers. Just give you answers. So I think that'll be it for today. Happy New Month again. I've had an amazing time with you. I look forward to being here. Immigration is a big deal in this election. Kofi, 100%, I'm with you. And so if you can vote, please vote. And please, I forgot to say this, it's very important. If you're not a US citizen, please don't vote. Don't even go there. If you're a green card holder, please, you cannot vote. So do not vote. I have a client who is actually, she filed for her naturalization, right, to become a US citizen. And one of the things that she did was, when you're filling out this petition, you have to be very honest. You cannot lie, and that's why you don't have to lie before you come into the US. So whatever information you provide to the State Department, I say this all the time. Whatever information you provide or you put in your DS-160 is sitting here waiting for you. So you're looking for a B1, B2 visa, an F1, whatever visa you're looking for. You fill out a form, and whatever information you put in the form is here waiting for you. It will be smiling at you when you get here. So If you lie, you're going to be in trouble. So back to my client's story. And one of these days, we'll just do case study. I'll pick some of my cases. Of course, I'm not going to disclose the names of my clients, and then we'll discuss how we walk through some of the cases, and then the scenarios that plays out. So this client filed the citizenship herself, and apparently she had claimed to be a U.S. citizen when she was not. And USCIS says, well, you lied. That's actually a bar to become a US citizen. So please make sure that if you're a green card holder, don't attempt to vote. If you're a citizen, please vote. Immigration is big. The policies as far as immigration is concerned and how immigrants are going to fare in the United States, it's going to be brutal depending on who becomes the president. So please feel free to vote whatever candidate, whoever you want to vote for, but make sure that you exercise your civic duty. And yes, Kofi, happy new month as well. Thank you. Thank you all. I've had an amazing time. Please feel free to book us for a consultation if you have any immigration need at ablegalconsult.com/booking. Give us a call at 703-705-9905. And my mom is here, so I have to be of my good behavior. Hi, mommy. I have to be of my good behavior. So please schedule some sessions to discuss your immigration needs, and I look forward to taking in your questions next week. Feel free to send them in before next week Friday, and we may discuss the outcome of the elections if by then we know who the president is and the immigration policies that are going to be in play. Yes, so that's basically it. So we have a live demo. That is, the ad is just running around. We had our first session last week, Sunday. We have another session coming up on Sunday. It's completely free, absolutely free. So on Sunday, we'll be discussing marriage-based green card. We'll be diving deep into marriage-based green card, and we'll speak about some of the scenarios that plays out on a daily in our office here. Some of the cases, like I said, definitely not disclosing anybody's name. We are not going to breach attorney-client's confidentiality, but we'll be discussing the marriage-based green card. So please be on the lookout. The ads are running around, and please follow our social media pages. We have a YouTube. Please subscribe to our YouTube page. It's AB Legal Consult. Our Facebook page is AB Legal Consult LLC. Instagram is ab.legal.consult, and I can't understand why Instagram will not allow us to have AB Legal Consult. We had to add a dot to be able to get that account. So ab.legal.consult, and our TikTok page is The Immigrants Attorney. So thank you for spending some time with us. My name is Akosua Banahene. I am the founder and principal attorney here at AB Legal Consult. I have an awesome team members who are here. Thank you all. Mr. Aiken, Stephen, Hoffman is not here, but yeah, we'll deal with Hoffman later. So thank you all for joining, and happy new month. Enjoy your weekend. Make sure you rest, and we look forward to seeing you next week, Friday. Please vote, and enjoy your weekend. Stay safe. Thank you, and have a good night.